Hello everyone, welcome back to the final episode of DMN series. And in this video, we will have a demo of creating a decision table in Flowable and use it within a PPMN process. As we have already discussed about the decision table basics in earlier videos of DMN series, but to summarize, a decision table is a way to document a complex logic so that we should not miss any combination of possible input conditions to evaluate business rules by using one of the hit policy. Let me go through the flowable design where we can see how we can use a decision table in a decision task. So let's open the flowable design here and we'll go in any of the process available. If I'll open one of this process here in flowable, we have a decision task which is available either in a BPMN or a case management CMMN to execute business rules encoded in decision tables. You can create a decision table and then you can have an indication of a decision table reference in the decision task in the details section. Here, evaluate outing decision is a decision task. You can select it from the left hand side component palette to use it in your process. You can find it in the left hand side. You can scroll it further and here you can see a decision task available, or with the search filter you can type decision, then you will be able to find the decision task on the left hand side. At the same time, for decision task, you can find the properties on the right hand side of the design window, which is further divided into 5 categories. This is general, details, execution, multi-instance, and visual. So general, you can give the details of like what is the decision table name and its ID. In the details section, if a decision table is already created, you can get the reference of the decision table, or you can create a new one also from here. And in the execution, you can attach the listeners, which is based upon the life cycle of that decision. In the multi-instance tab, you can make that decision table as a multi-instance. It could be a parallel or sequential. We can discuss further when we are going to discuss the topic of multi-instance. And in the last section, we have the visual component, which is used to change the font and color of a decision task. So we are going to discuss an example having a BPMN process of team activity where we will use a decision table, evaluate outgoing decision to finalize the type of location for a team activity. So this is the BPM process where we have this evaluate outgoing decision as a decision task, and it will get the input from this user task activity request input, which is associated with the form referenced here, activity request input. There we'll get the inputs like name, count, budget, and choice as a fields from the user activity, which will be cascaded to the decision task, and decision task will have the separate business conditions. Based upon that, it will evaluate all these conditions and will give the output either as an indoor or outdoor, which you can see here as the end events. So before we move on to create a decision table in Flowable, let's understand the use case of this demo in a detailed manner. We will be creating a decision table which will be having the inputs in the decision table which are mapped to a particular variable which must be available in the process. So for the inputs, it's a precondition that they should exist in the process. So we are getting all these inputs from the user task having a reference form, and these inputs are budget, which is a number field. Then we have a choice of game, which is a string field, which tell us what type of game the players or members are interested to play. And then the third field is count of the team members. How many members are going to be part of this team activity? Based upon these inputs, we are evaluating the different business conditions, and basis on that, we'll get a output variable known as decision, which tell us the outing place of the activity. It could be either indoor and outdoor. The important point to note here is the output columns do not necessarily to exist. So if it is existing, that variable, it will get update. Otherwise, it will create a new variable from the decision table. Now, the possible outcomes based upon the different scenarios or business rules we are going to discuss these four scenarios. Let's say if the budget of the team is less than 4,000, then we will be having a output as indoor. And second case is budget is more than or equal to 4k, and choice of game is either cricket or football, which suits for the outdoor activity. And if the team count is greater than equals to 20, we are going to have a decision as outdoor. Same way, if budget is greater than equals to 4k and choice of game is not an type of outdoor, like it is not cricket or football, but we have team size is greater than equals to 20, then it's a mixed condition where we are not able to decide whether it's an indoor or outdoor activity. So we have a decision review which will be redirected to a user task, and it will be assigned to a team manager who will decide and review whether it is going to be an indoor activity or outdoor activity. And the last condition is if budget we have less greater than equals to 4k, but the count of member is pretty low, which is less than 20, then we'll stay with the decision as indoor activity. Here you can see the outcome of this evaluate outgoing decision is 3. Either we can have indoor and outdoor. Based upon that, we are completing the process. But if the output is review, we are moving it to the user task, where user will be able to decide whether it is going to be indoor activity or outdoor activity. Now let's see how this decision table looks like. I'll open it, the already created table. Here you can see we have the inputs, budget, choice of game, and count, which are number, string, and number fields, and they are getting evaluated based upon the logic operators we are using. So because budget and count are numeric field, but choice of game we are evaluating as a string field, and we are having these fields CRI and FOO, which is coming from the user form. And this is a drop down value in the user form. You can see here, this is a choice field, and we have the values assigned, like if the game is cricket, what is the value assigned, CRI. Same way, if it is football, what is the value assigned. So that way, like user will get one of the available field from the drop down value, and it will be given as a value to the business field. So these conditions are getting evaluated one by one based upon the policy we are going to use as a unique policy, which is not overlapped. And based upon that, we have a decision coming from the decision table, either indoor, outdoor, or review. So now let's get started with the demo of creating a decision table. There are two ways where you can go to the existing BPM process and click on the decision task. Here in the decision task, you can in the details section, either you can reference, or if you want to create a new decision table, give the basic information of like giving the name of the table and the key. With that, it will create a new decision table altogether. But for our demo, we'll go with the second approach, where in the design you can go to the decisions. In the decisions, you will find a button create decision table, and here a pop-up window will open where you can give the basic information like the display name of the decision table and the DMN's unique key, which are mandatory. So we can give some name like calculate outing location. Key will be calculated automatically in the enterprise version. Description is something optional which you can leave it for now. If you click on the create new decision model, it will open a window which like decision editor interface will be open, which is divided into roughly three areas: the menu bar, which is displayed on the top, and then we have like navigation bar, where we have the inputs on the left hand side and the output on the right hand side. And on the left top corner, you can find a button here from where you can select one of the available hit policy. For our use case, we are going to use unique hit policy, which you can select and save it, so which is displayed with the name U. And now let's see what are the inputs we want to add for our decision table. So there are three inputs, which is budget, choice of game, and count of team members. We can Add the inputs by clicking on this plus icon, which will open a pop-up window where you can give the column, variable name and type. So let's give the first variable name input as budget, and you can give the variable name, and the variable type you can select from the drop down, which is a number field, and allowed values are optional, which we can leave it for now. And one more thing, when you are creating this decision table from a BPMN process, right, I already mentioned the variables are already been there and you can select, so whenever the variables are part of this process, right, they will be displayed here. It is not displaying as of now because we are creating it outside from a BPMN process. So we can give it some name like budget here for now and save it. Same way we can create the other variables like choice of game. We can give the choice as a variable name and select the variable type as string. Another variable we can create, which is a count of team members. Count variable type you can select as a number. You can save it. So these are the three input parameters, and the output is again we can create a new variable which is a decision. Variable name you can give decision. Here if it is not already existing, you can give the new variable name for an output, and this is a string type, so we can save it. So with that we have the input and output variables mapped for our decision table with the hit policy u. Now you need to add the business rules in the each individual row one by one. And one more thing, using this arrow key you can shift your variables as well to the left or right hand side. So we have budget as first field, choice of game as second input field, and count as a third input field. Let's see the business conditions. First is if budget is less than 4K, then we have outcome as indoor. How we can do it is we can select the logical operator. Here is for the less than 4,000 budget, we should have a output. This output we don't need, we have only decision. So what you can give is you can give the output condition as indoor. Now other two variables fields, right, are not accountable here because we are evaluating only based upon the budget field here. Now the second is outdoor output. If budget is greater than 4K and our choice of game is either cricket or football and team size is greater than equals to 20. Simply you can have an operator here greater than equals to 4,000 as your budget. You can have choice of game either in cricket or football, and number of count is greater than equals to 20. Then we have is outdoor condition. The third condition is when budget is same greater than 4K but choice is not in cricket or football, we have a review outcome. What you can do is again select the budget as greater than 4,000. Now here choice of game is not in, you need to select cricket or football, and count is again less than 20. Sorry, let me see. It is greater than equals to 20. Let me change it. Then we have an outcome as review. The last condition is let's see, if the budget is greater than 400k 4,000 and team member count is less than 20. Again select condition as 4,000. This choice of game is not required, it is not accountable now, and here we need to select less than 20 as a count of team members. If that is a condition, we have an output indoor. So with this, our decision table is ready to evaluate the decision based upon the required input fields. We have certain business rules defined in each row. based upon their preconditions, we have an output here in the decision, and which will help us to orchestrate the flow within the process model. So with this, our decision table is ready now, which has a certain inputs and output with four business rules, which can be calculated based upon the unique hit policy. And this business rule or decision table is being used in this decision task. So overall, this BPMN process, we have a start sequence activity, then user activity, which takes the input from a user form. This user form gives the input to the decision task, and decision task will perform some business rules and provides an output decision, which could have possible three values: indoor, outdoor, or review. If indoor or outdoor value is there, the process is getting completed with the AND event. However, if the output is review, then it is moving to a user task. So user has to perform an action whether it is indoor or outdoor. So this is something about this business process. Now let's deploy this application and we will validate these business rules one by one using the flowable work. So to deploy this application, you can go to the application. You can see here this application is having one process. Within this process, we have this decision table, and because we have two user tasks for getting the input and to complete the review task, we have these two forms attached. One form we have already seen, other form for the review activity. This is just having an remarks, and we have outcomes either indoor or outdoor. So with this, second user activity also get complete. Let's deploy this application. You can go to the application, click on publish. Here again you can publish. Now the app has been published. Now to validate this, you need to go in Flowable Engage, where we can validate this deployed application for the business rules. Now we can open inspect also. From the left bottom corner, you can have this option show Flowable Inspect in order to debug the application. To create a task for the deployed application, click on this new button. Then we have a work. You can see all the applications which are deployed. We recently deployed this team activity application, which has the decision task. So let's click on that. Here it will ask to create a new instance. Let's continue on that. The first activity was a user activity. So it is asking for the input. Let's say these are the input. We can just minimize this for now. It is asking for some names. Now let's see what was the first business rule. It is like just having amount less than 4K. So we'll give count anything we can give. Let's say 20. Budget we can give 2000, which is less than 4000, and choice we can have a drop down, anything we can select. So with that, if amount is less than 4K, it should have an indoor outcome. Let's complete this task and we can see what has happened. So here you can see whatever inputs we have given, right? Count is 20, choice. So decision is indoor, which has been calculated. And you can see the path also here. It has taken this path. So output is indoor. Our business rule has been evaluated perfectly. Now let's go to the second business case and we'll see how it works. For this, again, you can go to the new, click on work, team activity, continue. It will ask for a user activity where we need to give the name. You can give anything. Let's say give the Chris. And for count budget, you can see the business rule condition. It should be greater than 4K budget. Game should be cricket or football, and team member size should be greater than equals 20. So let's give the count 22. Budget, let's say give 6000. Choice of game, cricket or football. We'll select football. Complete this. We'll see in the debugger. With the count 22, football and 6000, the decision is outdoor, so which is matching the condition. Now let's move on to the third case where budget is again 4000 k and greater than. Team size is again greater than 20 to 20, but game should not be cricket or football. Okay, let's minimize this. Go to new, work, application, continue. Again, do all such things. Let's say alpha, count is 23, budget is 8,000. But now we are having a choice of indoor game, carom. So it should, if we complete, it should move to the review task. We'll see here, it is moved to the review decision task. It is not completed. Now we can give comments like indoor and we can take a decision here. Let's go for indoor game. So user has taken a decision and we'll see how it has behaved. Uh, Here you can see after evaluating the decision, it has moved to the review task and we have taken a decision indoor. So it has completed with that particular decision. So this is the third case, and the final case is again budget should be greater than 4K and team count should be less than 20. In that case, our decision table should have a decision indoor because the number of members are less than 20. Let's see this business case as well in the Flowable Engage. Go to new, click on work, select the application and create a user task. Here we'll give username, you can give anything. Count should be less than 20, so let's say give 15. Budget you can give anything, let's say give 8,000. And choice of game you can select anything. Because the count is less, it should be indoor. We can complete this task and see the decision is indoor. So it again matches the fourth condition. So this is how you can have the possible outcomes using the business rules in a DMN. You can create a decision table and that can be used within a process or in a case.